Hi, welcome to the seminar of today titled How to Start Up Your Own Web Live Stream Service. I believe this seminar will be of benefit to you if you pay attention to it, right? By God's grace, I've been in this service for a while, and I believe that you coming into the business, it will be of great impact to you as well, right? SaaS is a lucrative business, especially in this trending world of IT, where the technology is blowing up, with the speed of light. And if you come in early enough, you will partake of the dividends that that abounds in the service. Like I said, more of the technological business that are not operating online are actually losing. So those that understand what the online service is have joined in, and they're enjoying the dividends. I have also keyed in, and I want you to key in. There's no gain in this, but I'm sharing what I've gained. I'm sharing what I've learned, and I'm still expanding my business scope. By adding more other services. By God's grace, as a business, a new idea we're working on that is even far bigger than what we actually have right now. For the past almost 2 years now, we've been working on a church SaaS solution. If you go online, the first edition we developed is called My Church MIS. Is there. If you go online to mychurchmis.net, you'll see it there. The second one, which we made more of, the first one was actually more of enterprise because it's made for each individual churches, right? But we had to scale it down to make it more for all churches to sign into one application. Unlike the other where each church owns its own subdomain, and that seemed too big for some churches to patronize. So we had to scale it down to have more lower features, but yet ideal for every other church to use. That you'll find in churchkit.net. Okay. Now to sign in and be a part of the usage, you go to my.churchkit.net. Okay. So going back to what we currently have now. Sorry, actually was looking on the screen. I wasn't looking on my laptop. No worries, obtainable there. Okay, so like I said, the theme of our webinar today is titled SaaS Webinar for Startups, right? SaaS Webinar for Startups, and you will learn the basic skills and requirements for starting your own software as a service. It's not as big as you think. Don't let the software as a service on sound so big to you. It's something simple. It's something you can do. If you can develop a software that several people can log in and each seeing their own content and not seeing the other person's content, then you're good to go. But first of all, you need to be sure that the service is worthwhile. It can solve a unique, distinct problem, right? It can solve a unique, distinct problem that you experienced, and by utilizing your own software, you were able to. It was that the software you developed was able to solve the problem, and if you share it around and to with your friends, neighbors, family, loved ones, and it could also solve the same problem for them, then you have what we call an MVP. You have a sample of your product, right? It's just to now sit down, build on it, and they're good to go. Okay, so that is what we're going to talk about today. Don't worry, it's not going to be too lengthy. Don't mind the number of slides I have there. They're all quite little piece of literatures that after a while we're good to go. Okay, so my name is Michael Wunzo. I am the speaker. I'm the lone speaker in this webinar, and the company, which is actually my company too, McArray Consult. Okay, so let's dig down. Now, I said that the software as a service business model has taken the business world by storm over the last decade. There's a reason for this. SaaS business have a lower entry barrier than traditional businesses. Yes, it has a lower entry than traditional businesses. Okay, so it's something you can start simply. You don't need to own a big office, well lucrative office. No, the internet is your presence. You can even run it from your home. After all, Google started from the garage. Okay, you can run it from your home. But the important thing is you know what you want, and the software can meet the service, like I said. Now, business owners claim that they love SaaS for SaaS product promoted them to rethink their business ideas. Okay, these businesses can be very profitable, and they are usually more agile and innovative than their larger counterparts. Okay, now, in addition, the SaaS industry is growing at an incredible rate. The global SaaS market is estimated to reach 334 billion by 2017. Why don't you dig into this? Why don't you dig into this? Why don't you dig into this now? If you're into software, dig into this. Peradventure you are into C or C++, C hash, and other variants of C, and you're not into the web-based technology codes. Don't worry, just sign into, and in the course of the webinar, I will show us other. Even if you don't know how to code, just sit on. I will come to a point where you will learn how to develop your own application without writing a single code. All it needs is your commitment, your dedication, your determination, and your willingness to sit down and come up with a working system. Okay, so let's dive in. So if you are thinking about starting a SaaS company in 2024, there are things to start thinking of, like customer acquisition, metric, lifetime value, minimum viable product, which I mentioned earlier. These are all related to SaaS companies. What are you waiting for? Now is the time to start SaaS company. Okay. Now is the time to start digging into yours. Now is the time to start building your own system. Okay. Now let's proceed. The software as a service business model has taken the business world by storm over the last decade. There's a reason for this. LSS have a entry. Okay, I've already talked about earlier. I've talked about this. Now let's talk about what is SaaS. What is SaaS? Though I've defined it, SaaS by definition, by acronym, means software as a service. Software as a service. Now, it's a cloud-based approach of delivering software to users. Cloud-based, or simply to say online-based. Online-based of delivering service to customers, right? Now, instead of buying and installing softwares, users subscribe to applications accessible from any compatible device over the internet. These devices may be located far away from the user's physical location. Okay. Now, that is SaaS on its own as a service. Now, what is a SaaS company? What is a SaaS company? SaaS companies are businesses that offer SaaS solutions. They use software to provide service to customers. right? These firms are largely these firms are in charge of the entire SaaS product development and or life cycle, from conception to completion, including hosting and maintenance. Customers can access and use the software remotely, typically through the internet. Of course, we all today use the Amazon. We call it AWS, the Amazon. We know that the Amazon provides a number of services. The most common is the sale of products. Now, how? There are shop owners who do not, who probably cannot, whose product cannot reach the whole world. But with SaaS, they are able to reach the whole world. They're able to go global. Why? They put their product on SaaS, just a picture of a product, and irrespective of where you are in the world, you find that product, you pay for it, SaaS contact, or they are notified, and they ship the product you paid for from their location, irrespective of where, to your own location, irrespective of where you are, right? That is SaaS for you, right? That is just one arm of it, just to make it simple, okay? Now, SaaS companies often have a subscription-based pricing model, with customers paying a monthly or annual fee for the software they use. Some SaaS providers also provide a freemium or free trial period during which customers can use the software for a period of time before deciding whether to subscribe. Okay. Now, what is the gain of SaaS? Imagine a scenario where you have to be updating, you as a company or you as a software developer now, updating, you as a customer. Imagine where you have to be updating and maintaining your software application on your own constantly. Maybe you bought a software last year, and now they're telling you a new upgrade is on. You have to download it from them, or you get a CD from them, and you run the update yourself. No, that is no longer in vogue now. With SaaS, this is not applicable. You are not responsible for all the upgrade, the maintenance, and what have you. The company does it virtually from the end. You just log in and use. Okay. Now, with SaaS, you gain access to use the most recent software versions without the hassle of upgrading or maintenance. Now, why SaaS? Unlike traditional software, where users pay a one-time fee for a perpetual license and additional cost for maintenance and updates, SaaS operates on a subscription base. In SaaS, users pay a recurring fee for access to the software, or like I said earlier, free trial. Users can access software applications via the internet. This means they don't have to worry about the technicalities of infrastructure, maintenance, or updates. Businesses don't have to worry about purchasing expensive hardwares or maintaining the software. Quite a number of businesses before now, they buy expensive hardwares, build servers in-house, they run enough power to maintain their servers, to maintain their infrastructure. But with SaaS, that is all taken care of. Okay, as a provider takes care of this, with SaaS, the provider takes care of all of this. You just pay and use. But that's all. But that's not all. SaaS have several advantages over traditional software. Since the provider manages the software, it's always up to date, ensuring users can access the latest features and security updates. Seems interesting, right? In this webinar, we are going to explore the variances of SaaS. Let's dive deeper and see what it has to offer. At the end of this webinar, you'll be able to pitch your niche on the SaaS business to startup. Okay, and even as I'm talking right now, I'm sure ideas are getting into you on the type of SaaS business you're going to run. Okay, understanding SaaS as a technology. Now, the coming of cloud-based computing led to the emergence of SaaS cloud computing. Led to the emergence of SaaS. Cloud computing provides specialized services via the internet, typically involving access to services, networking, and data storage. Before the advent of SaaS, bus- businesses businesses seeking to update their computer software had to purchase CDs containing the updates and install them into their systems, which could be tedious for larger organizations. Okay. Now, however, with SaaS, these organizations now have the softwares um, already set up and running in the cloud. So they only log in via the app or via the browser and connect to the service provider's network to gain access to the desired service. Companies in various sectors such as technology, finance, entertainment, utilities, etc., all have been or have been at the forefront of adopting SaaS technology, right? Quite a number of companies have adopted this and they are enjoying the services today. They're enjoying the services today. I tell you, you already know quite a number of them. You already know quite a number. Like I said, if you're a software guy, this is the best time to come because in the course of this webinar, you're going to learn what a number of guys are doing. They are not even programmers, but they are doing so much. They are doing so much without writing a single line of code. Without writing a single line of code. So I encourage you to key in at this time and be part of this. SaaS solutions are beneficial in variety of individual and business scenarios. Individuals use SaaS applications especially when usage. Startups and small businesses, startup and small businesses will find SaaS Oh, sorry for that. I don't know what happened. The system just went off. I'm sorry for that interruption. Okay, so let's get back on. Let's get back on to where we were. What is happening to... Okay, this... Okay, this is where we were. Who needs SaaS? Please, I'm sorry for the interruption. I don't know what happened. The system just went off. Like I said, variety of individual and business scenarios. Individuals use SaaS applications, especially when there are no other applications in the market, but require offline usage. Find handy when they don't have the time, capital, expertise to build their own application. Now, larger companies may use SaaS technologies for short time, year long. For example, a big company, they already have infrastructure, but there are other software they need for interim usage. Now they could leverage on SaaS technology online, and after we go about. At the modern time, with the advent of cloud, with the advent of cloud and infrastructure as a service, even with platforms as a service, other bigger companies could leverage on online infrastructures instead of purchasing it online, right? So all of this are what is happening now. Any company can benefit from SaaS technology, right, when dealing with applications that require both web and mobile access. Okay. Now, SaaS implementation can be fairly straightforward and serve provisions for simple application. Now, let's move each design to serve specific business needs. Let's take a closer look at some of the most popular ones. Sorry for that, please. CRM, we all know what CRM means. Customer Relations Manager is a software of its own that handles. Oh, sorry for that. I don't know why my screen is moving at its own pace. It's just moving like that. Well, I don't know. It's just moving. Now, CRM softwares, managing customer data, tracking customer interactions, compiling business information, and automating sales processes are all made easy with CRM software. This software helps you stay on top of your customer relationship, ensuring your business runs properly, smoothly. Now, you can imagine you have a CRM software, already installed for you online. You just log in, use, and your business is running smoothly. That is, imagine you own this, and other companies are using it, right? Imagine you own it, right? Now, the next one is ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning Software. If you want to integrate various business functions into a complete system, ERP software is your go-to solution, right? It improves efficiency and enables information sharing across the organization, helping you to streamline operations. Accounting software, organizing finances and ensuring proper tackling is crucial for every for business growth and compliance. Accounting softwares can help you keep things in order so that you can focus on other aspects of your business. Now, you can imagine having an accounting software already running for you, or you own the accounting software all out there in online, and other companies are using it. You can imagine the benefits is offering them. You sit down and they are enjoying from your business, right? Project management software, from planning and scheduling to resource allocation and deadline communication. Project management softwares has got you covered. Is an excellent method to guarantee that your projects are finished on schedule, right? So that is one of it. Now, email marketing software, engaging with customers via email is a powerful way to improve customer engagement and sales. Email marketing software optimizes message delivery and automate marketing emails so that companies can focus on other aspects of their businesses. This is just one aspect again. Okay. Now, I'm saying this because it's important at this time to start thinking about owning yours if you don't already have one running. Okay. You already have one running, and okay. If you already have one running, now let's progress. Other types of SaaS applications include billing and invoicing, collaborating, billing and invoicing, collaboration, web hosting, human resources software, email services, which I mentioned earlier, entertainment, media, and lots more. And lots more. Okay. Now, with so many SaaS products available in the market, you can evaluate the ones that fall within your niche. Examine the product models. Now, listen carefully again. I'm saying it because quite a number of us we don't do our market analysis properly. We just have the idea and we dash out there and we start producing. It takes a lot of time, money, and resources to build a software. So, but before you build one, make sure you do your analysis properly. Okay, make sure you do your analysis properly to ensure that your competitors out there do not offer the very type of they may offer similar service, but the idea you have for that service, if it's completely different from what they already have or what they're already offering, then you have a better chance of gaining a market. Like as we discuss, I'll make it clear to all that it's important you start from that very little part of idea you have. Don't blow up. Don't start big as in you want to expand and you want to build everything before you launch it. No. As we go along, you will learn the aspect of starting even from that little idea of yours. And once the customers start coming in, then you start adding the other you start scaling out, adding the other features, the other modules, and you go from there. Okay. Now, with so many SaaS products available in the market, you can evaluate, very important, evaluate the ones that fall within your niche, examine the product module, features, and services properly. and identify what you can add to what is to make your own product more accepted over what is currently available right now. Okay. Otherwise, create a complete new product that is not in the market. Make sure the product has problem it will solve. Your problem must have a problem to solve, and you start it must start solving your own problem. But eventually is something that maybe you have already solved the problem before now. Good. Now enhance on the solution. And as you enjoy it, as you are passionate about it, the same will be the case of your customers. Okay. Now, examples of SaaS applications that are already out there, which a number of them you already know and you're already using, include Google Workspace, formerly known as Google Suite, Microsoft 360, which is the very Microsoft we have been we buy CDs or download and install. Now you have to pay for it monthly, annually to use on the web. Amazon AWS, which I've already mentioned, Salesforce, HubSpot, Asana, Trello, Slack, Zoom, Adobe, which all of us use here. Example of it is Adobe Photoshop, Adobe After Effects, and quite a number of them. You know, Shopify, Atlassian, Netflix, which you watch movies on them. Bitrix 24 is a very good one I've been using for quite a long time, right? And as one I didn't even add here, Jira, yeah, Jira is also one of them, and lots more, okay? Now, key characteristics of SaaS. What are the key characteristics of SaaS? Number one is subscription based. Users typically pay a recurring fee called subscription fee, often monthly or annually, which covers access to the software, updates and upgrades, maintenance and customer support. Now, accessibility. SaaS applications can be accessed via any service with an internet connection, providing flexibility and mobility for users. Maintenance and update. The service providers handle all maintenance, including upgrades, updates, and security patches, ensuring users always have access to the latest version of the software. Okay. Scalability. SaaS solutions are scalable, allowing businesses to easily adjust their usage and subscription levels as their needs change. Multi-tenancy. Many SaaS applications are built on a multi-tenant architecture, meaning this is very important. Multi-tenancy. Many SaaS applications are built on a multi-tenant. That is many users. That's what the multi. Also known as horizontal scaling. Sometimes a second or demo or better version of the application provides select customers across to pre-release versions for testing purposes. Each version of the application usually depends on a unique code. Now, here's an interesting fact. Not all SaaS solutions use multi-tenancy to manage a large number of customers cost effectively. Multi-tenancy means multiple customers can use the same application instance, keeping their data separate. Keeping their data separate. You see how that works? Now, to verily understand the fundamental, okay, now let's get into something else called vertical versus horizontal SaaS. Vertical versus horizontal SaaS. Many of these are already applicable, but because they are not explicitly explained, users don't know what they are using, but they're just using it and enjoying it. Okay, they're using it and enjoying it. Now, to really understand the fundamentals behind SaaS, you need to grasp the vertical SaaS versus horizontal SaaS differences. How is vertical SaaS versus horizontal SaaS constructed, right? What makes them different from each other? Do they follow a different business models? These are some of the most important questions behind the SaaS philosophy. Now let's look at this and have a clearer understanding of what they mean. Let's first look at the horizontal SaaS. Horizontal SaaS is a type of cloud software solution that is targeted to a wide audience of business users. Remember that? A wide audience, not a specific type. A wide audience of business users, which means almost everyone can use it. Almost everyone can use it, regardless of their business, their industry. Between vertical and horizontal SaaS solutions, the latter, which is horizontal, is more mature. It's a more mature model in terms of market share. The model has been around for well over a decade. Because of the scope and business model, horizontal software focuses on satisfying virtually every business need, irrespective of the type, rather than specific individual customer businesses. Okay? Now I will explain as we go along. In general, horizontal SaaS focus on a specific software category, such as marketing. Virtually every business does marketing. Accounting. Virtually every business does accounting. Are you getting the point now? CRM. Virtually every business have customers, and they need to create a room for these customers to be managed, right? Mostly every business handles sales. You may say, okay, except the healthcare and the rest of them, but they also have the product that they also sell to the public. And developer tools, HR. Virtually every business have HR department. So this is where the horizontal comes in. It cut across every business, right? It cut across every business. So that makes it easy for us to understand. Now, the other one is the vertical, right? The vertical. Now, in contrast to the horizontal software model, vertical software solutions include softwares that is targeted to particular niche or industry-specific standards. This is more recent trend in the development of the SaaS market, so it is not as mature as the horizontal. Forgive me, I have to come a bit slower because I observe I was a bit fast. In fact, there are several commentators who feel that there may be more opportunity for new vertical SaaS providers today due to them being a more recent phenomenon. So if you are thinking, if your product is more of the vertical type, you have an opportunity, right? Some examples of vertical SaaS include healthcare, agriculture, real estate, finance, insurance, and many more, right? Now, let's look at SaaS delivery models. SaaS delivery models. The first we're talking about is the public cloud SaaS delivery. The public cloud SaaS is like renting a house. You don't own it, you don't own the house, but you have access to everything you need while you are there. Okay. In this model, the software and data reside on a cloud environment, possibly owned by a third-party company, but accessible to anyone with an internet connection. The public cloud is highly scalable and flexible, but it comes with some security risk and less control over data. You understand that? So it's good, but a bit of some security risk. Common example is hosting your application in a shared hosting or cloud space with multiple users. You get that? With multiple users. Now, the other is the private cloud. And the private cloud is more like owning a house. It's yours, and you have complete control over who has access to it. Okay, with private cloud delivery, the software and data get hosted in a dedicated environment that only accessible to a specific organization or users. This model offers greater control and security, but it can require more resource and be less flexible than the public cloud. Okay. Common example is hosting your application in a dedicated or virtual hosting or cloud space with you as a sole user. You get the point now? Whichever one that you feel is more easier and more cost effective for you to deploy your application is okay. The good thing is you can actually start with the public, and as your business grow, you can run on both. Okay. Then the last is the hybrid cloud. If you want the best of both worlds, then hybrid cloud SaaS delivery might be the way to go. It enables businesses to profit from the advantages of both public and the private cloud settings. Sensitive data and applications can be stored in a private cloud or in premises environment. At the same time, you can use the public cloud resource for other applications to take advantage of their scalability and flexibility. Okay. Now, with a hybrid cloud, data and applications can move between the two environments, which is excellent for businesses with fluctuating resource needs. Many organizations use a hybrid cloud approach to meet regulatory and data sovereignty requirements, or simply for greater flexibility and cost savings. Okay. Now, let's talk about a bit of the advantages of SaaS. The SaaS business model provides enormous opportunities as well as some disadvantages. Understanding the pros and cons of SaaS will help you determine whether or not the SaaS business model is right for you. Okay. It's important you know this. If the advantages over the disadvantage is okay for you, then it's perfectly okay to go into the business. But if not, then you may think of bowing out. Okay. Now let's talk about some of them. The first there is recurring revenue. You have a recurring revenue. Okay. Every month money comes into your purse. You have a high customer lifetime value. Okay. You have the distributed work teams. You have the ability to iterate and make updates. flexibility with license, scalability, business value. Okay. Now let's dive deep. Every business owner loves the recurring revenue when you can predictably generate consistent revenue. It removes many of the challenges you might otherwise face. When you consider the revenue coming in every month, how? Assuming in the course of a business, say you set it up and by virtue of time you've gained 100 customers in your customer base. Let's assume that the list, your basic plan there is $10, and you have 100 signed up for the basic plan. So at the end of every month, you have $1,000 in your account. This is for 100 customers at $10 per month. This is a good venture to work with, right? It seems small, $1,000. Yes, it seems quite small. But how about as you continue, and now you have, before the end of the second month, you have 2,000, and for the end of the 6th month, you have 10,000 signed up already. $10 is quite cheap for everyone to afford. So you have 1,000 customers. What does that mean now? That's 1,000? No, 10,000. So you moved from 1,000 to 10,000. So with 1,000 customers signed in for 10,000 every month, which is $10,000. So your first 2 months you earned $8,000, and then in the 6th month you are earning 10,000 every month, and you are yet to start, because more are signing up as long as there is profit in using your software. So at the end of a year, you move from 10,000 subscribers to what? 100,000 subscribers at $10 per month. 100,000 subscribers. It's possible. 100,000. So after 1 year, you have 100,000 subscribers, which means every month you now have what? $1 million in your account. So this is what we're talking about. But remember, you are still just starting, because until your business need to operate for a good number of time with your customer base going up, that is when you said yes, you have really established your business. Because at that initial, you are still investing, you are still developing, you are still adding more features, you are still scaling. But a point will come where you may relax in your scaling, but improve on what is. Okay? So it's a good thing you start now. It's a good thing to start now. So let's talk about, already we've talked about recurring business, recurring revenue. Okay? Talk about the recurring. Now let's talk about the high customer lifetime value. Customer lifetime value. Now, I already mentioned it too. You move from 100 to 1,000, from 1,000 to 100,000, right? Why? Because your product is good. Your product is good. It's meeting their service. Now, as you are marketing, you are doing your PR, you are promoting your business. Even your customers are also helping you by doing word of mouth marketing for you, referring your business to others. Let them also gain in. Let them also gain in using your business. That is very important. Now, with a high average CLV, it makes it possible for you to invest heavily in customer acquisition effort. If you know that your average customer sticks around for 3 years, you can accept a much higher one. Okay? Distributed work teams. Since SaaS companies operate via the cloud, they often don't require a centralized work location. They often don't require a centralized work location. Instead, they can leverage technology to manage distributed work teams. Okay? They can leverage technology to manage distributed work teams, right? Having a remote workforce has several advantages. For starters, you can save enormous sum of money by not purchasing or renting a physical space. Very good. You don't even need a space at the beginning. Your home is enough. What you need is your computer, right? Your computer, the internet, your softwares, and that's it. Okay? And that's it. You're good to go. You're good to go. This is especially true if you are based in a major US city where prices are sky high. Additionally, when you are hiring a remote team, you are not limited to the geographical location in which you are based. Instead, you can hire the best talent from just around anywhere in the world. Very good. Now, the next is ability to iterate and make updates that is enhanced on what you're already on where your software is to something better. SaaS companies must constantly gather and integrate feedback into their development process. By paying close attention to what is and isn't working, is possible to move closer to perfection. When improvements are made, SaaS companies can easily deploy updates to their licensed users. This allows them to offer new features and resolve old issues that their SaaS app encountered. Compare this to businesses that offer physical products. If a physical product brand rolls out production for a product that has a major design flaw, they could be in serious trouble. In some cases, an e-commerce business may end up with unsellable inventory. In extreme cases, they may need to announce a recall. This is not the case with SaaS application. There is no recall in SaaS. Whatever flaws they encounter or bugs or issues they encounter in a few minutes or seconds or at most an hour is resolved and business goes on. In fact, in some cases, users don't even know it has issues. Okay? They just keep using it without observing it. Maybe the module of feature that has the issue is not even the one they're currently working on, right? So they just keep using the system without even observing the issues. That is the good side of SaaS, okay? So now, flexibility with licensing. As a SaaS provider, you have a lot of flexibility when it comes to licensing your software. This allows you to create multiple licensing tiers on one SaaS platform. Okay, having tiered licensing that corresponds with access to various features allows you to tap into different market segments. Some customers might be seeking a relatively basic SaaS solution, while others have more involved requirements. For some, SaaS business usage-based pricing is an effective option. Okay, as a SaaS startup, you are able to quickly adapt to the market and provide a variety of licensing options to satisfy your customers and maximize their what? Revenue. Revenue is the case here. Okay, revenue is more important. So as you work on updating and upscaling and working on a solution, your revenue comes in more. Now, the next is SaaS model is highly scalable. Highly scalable. Once you have built your solutions and infrastructure, the SaaS business model has enormous growth potential. During the early stages of SaaS startup, it may feel like a grind. However, once you have refined your processes and optimized your SaaS metrics, the world is your oyster. Since each new customer can represent a multi-year revenue stream, you are able to continually add predictable income to your business. Do you understand? Since new customers can represent a multi-year revenue stream, if I sign into your software and I'm using it every year, paying you $120 per annum, and we are what? 100,000. Let me just stick with that. That's a big money. That's a big money coming into your account without you doing much, right? It's far better compared to the other traditional software where you buy, install, and you will never come back again till 5-10 years after, right? Even when the computer crashes, you reformat and start again, and you buy one license and that's it. But this, I've signed up, I've told someone else they've signed up, and it keeps growing, enlarging, and the revenue, I mean, the customer base keep growing. Okay, so this is it's important you sign in now and start gaining from the business. Okay, also thanks to the power of cloud computing, you are able to sell SaaS license to customers all over the world, not just within your vicinity or locality, no, all over the world. Of course, additional steps are often necessary to sell in newer market, but the possibility are there for you. SaaS business valuation. Okay, all of the benefits mentioned above lead to one natural outcome. SaaS business can be extremely valuable. SaaS business can be extremely valuable. It's no surprise that investors seek businesses that are stable and have high growth potential. Above, we mentioned how SaaS businesses can check both of these boxes. With a SaaS revenue model, investors can often feel confident that a business is going to continually doing well. Of course, the degree to which recurring SaaS revenue instills confidence is still based on several factors. For example, older SaaS businesses, mature SaaS, are going to be more valuable than those that are younger. If a SaaS business has consistently maintained a high customer retention rate for an extended period of time, investors will be impressed. Okay? Investors here, I mean, if for example, you had, in the course of your startup or as your business was expanding, you decided to have people invest or have other people invest into your business so that you can upscale your marketing, upscale your more features and the rest of them. These are the investors I'm talking about, you know. Now, the growth potential of SaaS businesses is another key element of value. Depending on the market and SaaS model, a business may enjoy promising opportunities for growth. there are two additional elements that determine the value of a SaaS business. If a SaaS business can easily be transferred to a new owner, it will be more valuable. Fortunately, as long as SaaS business is well structured and doesn't require unique skills or knowledge, if the owner transferably isn't an issue. Similarly, documentations plays a key element in the valuation process. If your SaaS business has well organized finances and clear standard operating procedures in place, it will be worth more. Okay, so this is where keeping a good record of your metrics, that is your business inflow, and the rest will account much more for you. Okay, so it's very important there. It's very important there to make sure that you keep record of everything that's going on in your business. Okay, so we keep on moving there. Now, we have talked a bit about the advantages of SaaS. Now let's talk on the disadvantages also, because SaaS also has its own disadvantages, but in this case, it might not even be as compared to the advantages, because you have a lot to gain from. You have quite a lot to gain from. Okay, so let's talk about that and see how we can make a decision to whether to proceed or not. Although there are several attractive pros of the SaaS business model, there are also cons. For some entrepreneurs, these challenges may not feel too threatening. Others may choose to avoid the SaaS business model due to these potential issues. But if you're not someone that is scared, then the model is there for you. Okay? If you're someone that's not scared, then the model is there for you. So a few of them include long sales funnel, security issues, complex data, competition, capital requirements. Okay, but don't be scared. There's something. If others could make it, then you too can make it. Don't let that scare you. Now let's talk about the long sales funnel. From a customer perspective, subscribing to a new SaaS service can be a big decision, right? It can be a big decision, okay? Because this is a new business that just came up. You've not tested it properly, and now you're moving from the one you already tested and you've already been using to one that you've not tested before, but now you want to sign up to it. It's a big decision, but you can put your head and decide to still go ahead, and with no issues, you can make it there. Okay, so there's no reason to fear about it. It's just a matter of, you can do a test, and once you test and test and test, or you sign up with a lower version, you can run a parallel solution, parallel service. You're using the old one, you're still using now you're running the new one to see if it's far better than the old one. So whatever data you're putting on the new one, it just to enable you to see how good and lucrative this one is, how viable it is. Okay. Now, this is especially due to expensive B2B SaaS solutions that affect a company's entire operational costs. Because adapting to a new system can be a substantial decision for customers. Many SaaS businesses have a long sales funnel. Okay, have a long sales funnel because, you know, asking a company to leave where they are to subscribe to yours, they need to make a very strong decision before they do that. So that is where the funnel thing comes in. You know, the amount of a funnel is wide, but the end of it is narrow and smaller. So that is where the funny thing comes in, but it's only a matter of time. Okay. Often a SaaS business required to invest significant time and attention into creating a winning customer journey. This can include a lengthy sales process involving sales, rep, live product demos, team orientations, and more. This requirement can incur significant cost for SaaS companies. SaaS businesses rely heavily on cloud computing, which means that they are exposed to various threats. As a software vendor, it is important to have effective measures in place to protect the data of yourself and your customers. In unfortunate circumstance, a breach of security can result in costly loss of data. But this will not be your case, okay? This will not be your case because the hosting platform will have already worked with you to take care of all of this. So it's important you know where you host. If you're hosting on a good hosting platform, then much of this will have been taken care of by your customer. And then you, on your own part, you ensure that your software is well secured enough. You know, especially if it's not running on server-side platform. Okay. So let's go to the next one, which is complex data. Complex data. Software companies often receive enormous amount of data that needs to be comprehensible. From SaaS marketing to sales to product development, SaaS businesses are constantly gathering and processing important information. The enormity of data that SaaS businesses gather require them to have effective data management system in place. Without the right skill set, individuals and teams can encounter challenges. Okay. As a SaaS founder, it is essential that you are well equipped to manage large quantities of data. It's important you are well equipped. That's what I'm talking about, your hosting company, right? If you don't possess the technical skills yourself, you may want to consider hiring someone to handle that for you. Okay. Now, competition, which is the most important one that scares many. Like I said, your niche will make the difference for you. SaaS is competitive. Yes, SaaS is competitive. But there's no fear in business, except you allow fear to grip you first of all. But like I said, SaaS is competitive. Since SaaS services can be easy to copy, you shouldn't count on other companies seeking to emulate your service. Yes. Don't bother about them. There are more than one companies today providing email services. They've not closed. Hotmail was among the top. Google has come to be, Yahoo has come to be, but that doesn't mean that Hotmail has closed. Rather, what did they do? They expanded on their business services. They're still operating, they're still running their email services, but they have leveraged on their email service to create other businesses. So it's all about you putting together your initiative, your ideas together, leveraging on what you're already doing to expand your service. From one little idea, many others can come in that your competitors do not know about. So you leverage on those and expand your business. Okay? So that's why you don't let fear to come in between. As a SaaS vendor, it's not enough to simply create a great product that may help you get started, but it's important to continually improve to maintain your competitive advantage. If your marketing strategy or product development falls behind, there is a good chance you will start losing market share to your competitors. So leverage on what you have. Now, another great one too that scares many, which is a capital requirement, but it's not really a thing to bother about. You might be able to quickly design a SaaS product prototype in your living room, but scaling a SaaS business is a different story, right? We have already mentioned that there are a lot of elements involved in building a successful SaaS company. Product development, data analytics, customer support, and a long sales funnel all incur significant cost. As such, many SaaS founders are required to seek outside investment to get their businesses off the ground. Some owners may welcome the process of finding and working with investors. Others may balk at the idea of expanding the leadership team or giving up equity. It depends on whichever one is okay for you. Okay, so the next we're going to talk about now is how to determine if SaaS business makes sense for you. Right? We've talked about the advantages, we've talked about disadvantages. Now, does SaaS make sense to me? Haven't had all that have been discussed here. Is SaaS a worthwhile business for you to invest on? Right? Now, it's your decision to make, but I'm going to highlight a few key notes here. Now, understanding the SaaS business model is one thing, but determining whether or not it's right for you is another. So you have to determine that. To decide if the SaaS business model makes sense for you, it will be helpful to ask yourself, not somebody else, yourself a few key questions. And one of them is, do I have the skills required to build a SaaS business? Do I have the skills required? Okay. Am I willing to have a longer sales cycle? Do I have an effective financing strategy in place? What am I passionate about? Do I have or know a problem that my SaaS solution will solve? We're going to discuss these 5 points in the next few slides. Don't worry, as we discuss along, you'll find that it's something you can handle. Okay. Now, the first is, do I have the skills required to build SaaS business, right? In general, it's a good idea to think about what you are good at when making decisions about your work life. Building a successful business requires advanced skills in several key areas. While you don't need to be an expert at everything, it's very helpful to have a solid foundation, unfair advantage in the areas that matter most. Okay, not surprisingly, many SaaS founders have a strong technical background. Additionally, the leadership team should also have expertise in sales and marketing, because SaaS business inevitably build teams. Management and HR is another key areas to be skilled in. But one thing you should know in this, that irrespective of all that I've mentioned in this third paragraph, all of it do not need to be started from point go. At the first few months of your business, or you and your partner, if you have one, you don't even need any other one to work with you, right? So first few period of time, both of you just run it alone. You may have to reduce your cost. You may have freelancers or volunteers who are willing to support your business. Seeing and knowing that is something that is worthwhile investing in, and as it grows, there is hope for an upscale. Okay, so you don't really need to be. You just need to be sure that you have the right skill, and your partner or your co-founder, if there is one, also have the right skill in another aspect of it. Okay, and you're good to go on such instance. Now, the next is, am I willing to have a longer sales cycle? Am I willing to have a longer sales cycle? For some entrepreneurs, it's important to leverage a business model that allows them to be profitable relatively quickly, right? That means you start today, tomorrow they start making profit. But it's also important you understand that there are businesses that start up like that, but after a while, the profits start going down. Or however, you start and then your profit is progressive. Okay. If that sounds like you, where you want to start today and tomorrow start making profit, it might be the best to pursue a different model, such as dropshipping or Amazon FBA. On the other hand, if you are willing to build a long and complex sales funnel, SaaS might be a good fit for you. In the long term, the recurring revenue, which is the most attractive part model of SaaS, can be worth the extra effort. Okay, that could be the word. It can be worth the extra effort. Now, do I have an effective financing strategy in place? Let's see. Since scaling a SaaS business can be capital intensive, it is wise to have a financing strategy in place. If you have deep pocket or access to investment funding, SaaS may be a good option for you. On the other hand, if you are on a tight budget and want to avoid working with investors, it may be best to find a different model to pursue. Okay? What am I passionate about? Like any business decision, it's smart to consider where your passion is. More than likely, you are going to spend you're going to spend a lot of time building your next business. Therefore, it only makes sense to choose to choose work that you are passionate about. If you enjoy developing a strong value proposition, designing new customer journey, and looking at SaaS Metrics report, then SaaS business model may be a good choice for you. If all this sounds boring, you may want to try something else. Okay? Whether you are in entrepreneurship journey, you will be better off choosing a business model that is congruent with your interests, skills. Sorry for that. Your interests, skills, and passion. By exploring different opportunities, such as SaaS, you will be in a solid position to make your next venture a great success. Okay. Now the next is, do I have or know a problem that my SaaS solution will solve? I talked about this, when I began earlier. If you're SaaS, I'm going to just summarize this so can move forward. If your SaaS do not have a problem it can solve, then it's not worth starting, because that is the key factor there. Okay, if it's not, you have the 5 levels. If you identify this, then you identify it. Am I with the problem I want to solve? Is a key. If you're familiar, then okay. Okay, sorry, I don't know what happened again. The system, the um, internet went down. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, other questions to consider asking yourself if SaaS makes sense to you is, have I identified the problem I want to solve? Am I familiar with the problem I want to solve? Am I ready to be a prime user of my product? Am I ready to be a prime user of my product? Because you cannot develop a system and you're not willing to use it. Then the next one is, have I researched about the problem and ensure it's there and needs a solution? You can have a problem and you seem to be the only one who has a problem. No other person has a problem. If that's the case, then your case is peculiar. Okay. And lastly is, have I identified my unfair advantage and skills that will give me an edge? It's important to know that if you have unfair advantage and the skills required to develop your solution and put it out there and make it worth using by others, then they're good to go. Okay, so let's now look at the steps to start a software as a service company. We've talked about a number of things. Now, maybe you're beginning to put your mind together on whether you want to start it or not. Let's look at the steps. Now, starting a SaaS as a company can be a difficult task, but it can be simple by following these steps, step-by-step instruction. First is develop a solution for a problem. Develop a solution for a problem. Okay. Now, before driving into pricing, branding, or building a team, it's important to make sure you have a clear problem or address. Sorry, you must be clear you have a problem to address and a solution that alleviates it. Right? This is a problem and this is a solution that solve that problem. No, after all, if you are not solving a problem, you don't have a business. If your business is not solving a problem, then you don't have a business at all. That is the truth. If you claim you have a business, you have a business and your business is just there, it's not meeting anyone's need, then it needs to be questioned. Okay, it needs to be questioned whether it's really a business or not. Okay, so this is a key thing to consider. It's a key thing to consider, and as we go along here, we'll discuss. You'll find out if your business is worth it, and what else? Now, there are different ways to go about finding a problem worth solving. Here is what others have to say. In the course of this, we're going to hear what other people have been saying concerning the kind of business they're into and how they were able to find out solutions for their businesses. Okay, and from there, you can also gain some tips on what they did and how you can do yours. Okay, is something easy? How did they do theirs? You can also do same for your own business. That's it. Okay, so if you can fix a problem for someone and if you can fix a problem for someone and do it better, quicker, and or cheaper than your competitor, you are off to a good start. You see that? If you can fix a problem for someone and do it better and do it cheaper and do it quickly, then you are good. You are good to go. You are good to start. Your business will certainly scale. Okay? So this is one way to know if you have a business to ride on. Solve a problem you can relate to. Solve a problem you can relate to. It's good you do something you are passionate about. It's good to do something you are happy about. You don't struggle to, even if no one is willing to do it with you. You just love it. Then it's something to write on. excuse me. The number one rule for any SaaS business should be solve your own real problems and not someone else's problems. Only by solving a problem you have struggled with yourself will you fully appreciate how to solve the problem in the best possible way. I didn't say this, but I know it's something I'm used to. And it was said by Way Dresiga, I don't know, you can tell him. He's a founder and CEO of InvoiceBerry. You can check out InvoiceBerry, and so you can relate with the person, you know. The next is I had industry experience. I had industry experience and knew that there was a big void to be filled with small and minimum size businesses that could not afford to pay for local servers. And an IT team, we created Upkeep to fill this void. Theirs was to meet the target of small businesses. So what did they do? They created Upkeep to fill the void so that small businesses can have something to work with, a cloud-based solution that was affordable for small size businesses. You have the founder, that is the founder of Upkeep. Okay? He said that. You can do what I said about Upkeep to know for yourself. Now, there are lots more out there. Now, the other one is write up a business plan. Many of us can't do this, but there are solutions out there for you to leverage on. There is no way to go about this. You will need a business plan. Even if you don't need it for yourself, I'm trying to explain now. If you intend to bring in investors in the future, you will need a business plan because this is what they are going to study to know the future, the scope, the progress, the enlargement of your business. Okay? But instead of sitting down to write a 40-page business, start with a one-page pitch, right? It's the easiest way, is the fastest way to get your idea into paper. And it's the very first step in the lean planning process, which is much easier and more iterative than traditional planning method. It's also more suitable for SaaS businesses that are constantly testing new ideas, okay? After all, your idea hasn't been proven viable yet at this point. Even if it has, you still need a business plan because you intend to bring in investors. But if it's only you, then you can do without a business plan. This business plan should be a broad outline that will serve as a foundation for future efforts. Okay. Now, your SaaS business plan should answer these few following questions. What is your unique value proposition of your SaaS company? What is the unique value proposition of a SaaS company? The company want to set up, or you've already set up, or is already running. Okay, investors would like to know that. What market segment, niche, is your business going to reach and meet and solve? Who is your competitors, or who are your competitors, or your competition of your SaaS company? Do you have competitors? Who are they? If you know them, know the kind of thing they're doing, identify areas of weakness you think, and work on that. Who are your key team members? If you have one, better. If you don't, no problem. What are your strong and weak suits, opportunities, and threats? Do you have all the necessary resources and knowledge to move forward? What do you plan to launch? When do you plan to launch your SaaS company? How much will it cost to build an MVP and later transform it into the complete product? what future expansion prospects are possible. What future expansion prospects are possible. Now, these are a few things or the basic requirements your business plan should have. You know, as you prepare to write your lean business plan, I suggest you visit this link, bplans.com, download. They have quite a number of resources there for you to use. If you don't intend to subscribe, you can use it. You can validate your ideas. You are going to find out whether those assumptions are true or false, and then adjust your plan so that it addresses what you have learned. Okay. You will do this by attempting to answer the following questions. Can my idea make money? You have an idea, you think it's okay, but can it make money? Instead of rushing head into your first and favorite idea, this step acts as a check. It will help you determine whether or not you have a good idea that can be turned into a valuable business. It's something important you need to go into, so that you need to know if it's something worth doing. Okay. Now talk to your customers. Just a minute, please. Okay. Okay. I think I mistakenly. Okay, good. Sorry, my slide is moving on its own. I'm on 55 now. The first is talk to your potential customers. Okay. Now, since you are in the planning phase with no customers yet, the best way to do this is to get out and talk to people around you and assume them to be your potential customers, right? Now, just close your eyes to them, assume them, put them in the state of the customers and ask them the question. One of the biggest mistakes most startups make is doing mostly secondary market research instead of primary research, getting out of the building to talk to people face to face. But here is the thing. You can also do this digitally and get similar feedback. It can be as easy as launching a coming soon website, running a research ads, or even launching a Kickstarter to see if you gain traction, right? If you're not confident to go out and do one-on-one, you can follow these other approaches. Okay. The important thing is that you are getting real-world feedback and setting parameters for success to determine if your idea has merit. Okay. Now the next is talk to potential customer this time. Now, Johnny Caballero, co-founder of GreenPal, validated his idea by getting out and speaking with random people, right? And here's what he said. We went door to door and even rented a kiosk in the mall to get feedback to see if people would use a product like ours. It was a very humbling process, right? This is what someone did. And to them, they describe it as a humbling process. Through talking to people in real life, you want to learn the following. Have I identified a problem they actually have? Do I have a solution that solves their problem, whatever it is? What is the best way to sell to them, and what is the worst way to sell to them? What would they pay for? My product or my services? Have I placed it, have I priced it too low or too high? What product do they currently use to solve their problem? These are some of the questions and answers you get in the course of as you reach them face to face and discuss with them. Now, we're still on talking to potential customers. Based on what you learn, you may find you need to go back to your lean plan and revise it and refine it. You may even need to consider another idea if you find there is no real market for your initial idea. You understand? So you're on this idea, but what you are getting is not encouraging enough. Rather, based on their response, you are seeing a different idea entirely. So you can go into what you are seeing new and keep aside this one so that you don't start it and it fail. Because from your little exercise out there, you've seen that what you are proposing will not really sell. Okay. Now you conduct a competitive analysis. Beyond knowing your customers really well, it's also important to know your competitors. Very important. Your competitors. Very, very important. Okay. The presence of competitors in your market is actually a good one. Some people might find it not interesting, but that is good. It shows that your business actually need solutions. Okay, so now you think of how to refine yours, how to make it more appealing, more appreciated, more viable to customers, so that they will move from where they are to yours. It means a problem has a face has a fact between that has been identified. The trick then is figuring out what part of your competitor's solution is inadequate. What do customers want that they don't currently get from your competitors? That is what you should now work on. Okay. Now we're still on conducting competitive analysis. Now this guy Noah Parsons, the COO of Palo Alto Software, says life's plan competition is often Word and Excel. We know that Word and Excel are time-consuming, error-prone, and and offer no help and resources. Our solution, an automated business planning tool, helps eliminate those pains and eliminate those pains for customers. Okay. Now, keep in mind that your competitors may not be immediately obvious. The industry you are entering may simply have very disparate companies currently providing services. Be sure that you take the time to explore and understand how customers and competitors solve the problem you are addressing and look for a way in from them. Okay. Okay. Now, the next is create your minimum viable product. A sample, I will call sample piece of software or solution or product that you take out there and let customers use, evaluate, and then advise if this will actually meet their need. Okay, that's what we call a MVP. Another great and somewhat necessary testing method and is used to quickly and quantitatively test a product or a product feature. Okay. Now this guy, Eric Rice, a Silicon Valley entrepreneur and author of the Lean Startup, popularized this strong strategy for web applications. He says, The minimum viable product is that version of new product which allows a team to collect the minimum amount of validated learning about customers with the least effort. That thing that you take out that your prospective customers and gain information from to know if it's a viable product to launch or not. Okay, that is what that means. Okay, so the earlier you do it, the better for you. The earlier you do it, the better for you. Okay, now if you can get an early prototype built, all the better. If you don't yet have the resource to do so, you can still create an MVP. Okay. Now, newer person says start with cheap mockups, wireframes, or even sketches on paper to make sure that your customers are going to want what you build. Okay. If it will cost you enormous resources to develop something, then go with a sketch, a mockup, and have a discussion with them out there. It's far better than nothing. Okay, it's far better than nothing. Now, besides software prototypes, MVPs come in many flavors, including explainer videos, wireframes, mockups, landing pages. An MVP is a great way to save time and money before you go ahead and build anything. So take the time to make one around. So to make one and run it by your potential customers. Okay. Now, the next thing is explore pricing models and initial customer acquisition. Explore pricing models and initial customer acquisitions. Now, SaaS products often use a subscription-based, often use a subscription-based pricing model. I've talked about this earlier. Okay, I've talked about this earlier, and which we already know. Okay, so instead of paying once for a lifetime of use, your customers pay on an ongoing basis, usually monthly or annually. Is a popular model because of the increased potential lifetime value of each customer. So instead of a flat lifetime value, say like $150 for the single sale opportunity you have with each customer or user, you might charge $10. You know, I used this earlier to describe what I was talking about. $10 per month per user for as long as the customer uses. Now, this is assuming they're doing the least basic plan, right? The longer they stick around, the higher their lifetime value with you. Okay, you likely spend some time modeling different subscription fields during the creation of your lean plan. For example, you might have about 4 different plans. You can have the basic, you can have the standard, you can have the premium, which is the third one, and then you can have the enterprise. And the enterprise may not have even a fee. Now is almost like giving them specific to their need, so that you're building a separate sorry, you are building a separate solution for them to use, right? So that may not even have a fixed rate, but will far higher than what others are paying, and may even be hosted on a different account completely from the public one. So remember I talked about private cloud before now, so that might also fall in line with that. Okay. Okay, so we'll go to, okay, we're still on explore pricing model. Okay, test to find the right place, the right price. Growing SaaS companies are always testing their price models. You need to be familiar to shift your pricing to fit what your customers are willing to pay. You don't just on your own fix the price like that and assume or expect them to pay it. No, they're not obligated to you, right? So there has to be some compromise there. You bring it down for them to afford, and business goes on. Yes, you might have spent a lot, but remember, over time, you regain back your revenue. Okay, so you employ lower fee, large crowd, and you get the mathematics there. Okay, so you get it going. And a current industry, you will likely need to charge an affordable fee when starting out to gain your customers' acceptance. If you are not sure where to start with the pricing, start with your competitors' pricing. Okay, look at what others are charging, and actually bring it down to what your own customer, because you need to drive customers to your own end now. So you bring it down to what they can afford. Your pricing model should be something you are considering and testing during the validation phase, but you may need to treat that element of testing separately. Okay, so the next here is establish your brand. Of course, you cannot use the brand of your customers. You have have your own separate brand. If you're looking to stand out in an already crowded marketplace, or simply be a memorable company, figuring out how to brand and differentiate yourself is key. You may want to pull from the competitors' research you did above to help position yourself. I'll take it again. You may want to pull from your competitive research you did above to help position yourself. This isn't a process. This isn't a process you have to outsource to a brand agency. No, it's something you have to do yourself. It's one that begins in-house. You can leverage tools like Canva to workshop designs, brands, colors, and logos with little to no design knowledge. But before you start putting together mockups, here are a few branding elements you will need to consider. Okay. Now, brand to stand out. According to Upkeep founder Ryan Chan, spending some time on the branding process helped set his company apart from the competition. He said, there are a lot of competitors in this space, many with much more money than us. However, we have been able to differentiate ourselves and also excel by making enterprise softwares fun and enjoyable. Our biggest differentiator has really been our design from the ease of use to our playful tone. Okay, so this is from Upkeep. Just their branding alone gave them an edge over their the existing competitors. Okay. Now, branding isn't only okay. Another one is brand to clarify your vision. Clarify your vision. Okay. All right. Branding isn't only a design-oriented initiative. In fact, it can be used to get everyone on board and ensure messaging is consistent. Greenpal co-founder Jenny Caballero says it's a great way to get buy-in from partners. Okay. In our case, we had to make sure that our vendors knew our vision and that we had a plan to execute. if you are working closely with partners who are helping you contribute your product, it's especially important to make sure that they understand who you are, how you speak, and who you serve. If you don't have a brand guide, it may be worth putting one together. Okay? This will make mixed messaging much less likely and make it much easier for your partners to help you spread the message. What, as I written in essence, is simply this: when you have a brand and this is how you want your marketing to go through, and you bring in partners in any form, in any way, you have to take them through your brand, your marketing plan. Let them understand your branding way, how you intend to run your marketing, your language you speak, your expressions, if possible, your out, your wares and everything. So they don't go and speak their own language outside your own language. If you have a color blend, they know that. So when they go out there, they represent you, not going there and say whatever they want to say and completely out of what is. Okay. So that is what this guy is talking about here. Okay. So the next is financing and funding. How do you get the funds to start your business? There are multiple solutions to this problem. You could bootstrap your startup and do most of the tough legwork on your own. You could also go for larger sums of capital right from the start by pitching on angel investors or a venture capital for funding. And if all this fail, what about asking friends and families to help out? Okay, so these are areas. Anyway, funding, I'm sure, is something already familiar. You can read up the rest as you progress. Build your product. Build your product is a key too. Now in this section, we are briefly going to cover some of the things that are worth keeping in mind as you build your product. Start as soon as possible. Start as soon as possible. That doesn't mean you just go out there and start. No. Planning is part of the startup. Designing is part of the startup. Visibility study, research, and all the rest are all part of the startup. Okay. So now, a person says, start collecting contact information for interested prospective customers. Develop a landing page. Do something lightweight do some lightweight advertising, and generally reach out to as many potential customers as you can. This is start as possible. Then start small. Start small. Gabriel Cooperman, the CEO of QPIN, also stressed the importance of starting small. He said, when starting our SaaS company, we set out to create and develop the most important features that our launch needed. As we went through development, we began to accumulate many other ideas for features, right? They started with what mattered most, the most important. And then as they got ideas from others, from their customers, they started adding, both internally and through users who were testing our app. Okay, this is why it's important. Use a development methodology. Okay, Noah says Agile is what most software companies use. Yes, don't go for the waterfall. I encourage that. Use the Agile methodology, and that's what we are using too. Part by part, you test. It's okay. You go to the next one. You don't until you finish everything before you start testing. No, because if you want to now recreate again, if you want to now modify, you have to start from beginning again to where you are. No, so you start in patches, and once you are done with this one, you move on to the next one. So even if you want to make modifications, it's easy. You don't start from the beginning. You start from where you were. Okay. So Agile is what most software companies use. Estimate what is going to take to get to the working alpha or MVP. Now, keep core development in-house, especially for those who do the programming themselves. Don't outsource the core, do it in-house. According to, forgive me, this name is very beautiful, Damesha, outsourcing core product development is something most startups shouldn't try doing. You can only do this if you are not a programmer at all. But if you are one, then as there are many risks involved, there are quite a number of risks. And Buffer CEO Joel Gascoigne believes much the same thing. According to him, a freelancer's goals are entirely different to your own. They are not interested in the product like you are, or perhaps like someone with a stake in the business might be. Plus, they will more likely to think about limiting the scope of the project to the allotted time or budget. Yes, they'll do based on what you've paid them or based on what the time they have, right? Okay. Then okay. However, if you have the option of working and hiring remotely, not necessarily freelancing or outsourcing, do it. Noah Person says, skip the expense of an office if you can, but invest in great collaboration tools. For example, Buffer, a successful social media company, just closed their only office. There are benefits to in-person collaboration, but unless you can get space very inexpensively, focus on developing your product first. That is what matters. Offices can be very expensive and add little value to your business. Okay. Now, the next thing there is develop your go-to-market strategy. Okay. Go-to-market strategy. There are many ways to market a SaaS product, from paid advertising and affiliate partnership through active outreach to media outlets and content marketing. And experimenting with a combination of this method is a good idea. Pay attention to what works and be aware that it may change over time. Now, one key point here is do your own PR. Do your own PR. Whether or not you have got the budget, doing your own PR to start with, is a good idea. It's a good idea. After all, who knows your business better than you? Talk to as many persons as you can. If you have the fund, get into radio and have a talk show about your product, right? All this, you are doing it yourself and building, of course, marketing your product. Now, participate in online communities. You know your kind of business, so you search for online communities that discuss about the kind of business or something close to what your kind of business. Log in there, sign up, look for topics that you can answer and respond to, and make examples that relate to what you've already done, and put a link to your product. And you might never know how many sign-ups you get from there. As you look at your product, you see that it's answering a question, and you're good to go. Okay. Now, this guy, what is him? Konstantinos Bratanis, co-founder of Good Video, offers much the same advice. He says, when you start your SaaS business, you are hit with a cold, hard truth that you are just a speck of dust in the universe of fast-paced tech and innovative ideas. Nobody knows your company's name or what you do, especially if you are providing a solution that is very new for your market. So your first task is to get your name out there. So the many platforms you enroll with, and start talking about answering questions, putting different kind of support responses you can, the better for you. And as you do so, you are drawing attention to your site and your product. Okay. Now, the next is, okay, I've talked about that already. Okay. Now the next is go to content route. Go through the content route. Today, it's particularly important for SaaS companies to do content marketing, and it's even relatively affordable. Okay, content marketing as defined by content marketing as defined by the Content Marketing Institute is the marketing and business process for creating and distributing relevant and valuable content to attract, acquire, and engage a clearly defined and understood target audience with the objective and driving with the objective of driving profitable customer action. Now, it's a marketing strategy that has since amassed growth over the past decades. Okay. Now, Noah, one of those whom I've been mentioning before now, says find your prospect and work to help solve their problems. Use content marketing to share your knowledge on a topic and attract prospect that way. Okay. Now, if you're not aware of content marketing, you can do a Google search on it. You can even go on YouTube and put in the topic there, content marketing, and you have a number of videos and tutorials on how to go about content marketing. Okay. Now, CEO Uwe says SaaS companies should definitely operate their own blog. It's also useful to get listed on all these big SaaS directories early in order to get website linking to your product and to receive initial product feedback. Now, producthunt.com is a great resource for viral marketing for the product launch as well as community feedback. Be sure to check it out. Okay, you can go on that site, check out what they have, how you can leverage on it, and take advantage. Okay. Now, the next we're going to talk about under this develop your go-to-market strategy is do a bit of everything. Why is this important? Because you need to know, so that someone out there, someone will go coming in and from somewhere and tell you this is this, and when you have an idea of what they're talking about, you can dispute, you can argue, you can say no, this is a price. But when they know that you are aware of it, they'll be more cautious. Okay. Now, I'll talk about the first paragraph. It said, how will you know what works for you unless you try it? Online, there are so many different ways to do your marketing, and it's simply not visible, especially when you are just getting started. To do them all, you have to try them, see how they go, and then pick the best performing of the lot, right? So you don't just wait there and let people advise you on everything. You try. When you find the one that is more working best, then you pitch your tent there and invest your time and resources and see it work. Now, when there seems to be a drop, you try other ones again. As they move forward, as they improve, as they begin to drop, you get to the next one. Okay. Now, another thing we're going to talk about is start with beta testing. Yet another great way to get started doing marketing is to launch a better product. It's also a good way to learn before the real thing is out there. Now, Gabriel says, create a better version of your app or software and get it released. When it's fully functional and bug-free, I've seen too many SaaS companies delay their launch because they continuously add features that they want before they can release the first version. My advice is to get it to the market when it is in usable and respectable form, and let your beta users give you feedback and help shape the future of the software. This is a great way to launch out. Very, very great way to launch out. You don't wait until you finish everything before you launch out, okay? Okay, no, it's a bad way of doing that. Okay, so then now, whether or not you consider yourself a fan of numbers, if you run a business, you are going to have to get used to you're going to get used to looking at them, you know. So it's important to do that. Okay, a minute, please. Okay. Now, the next we're going to discuss now is establish metrics for success. Now, metrics here is numbers. How many people visit your site? What is the sign-up rate? How much has come in? And the rest of them. Okay, so I'm going to talk about tracking, the benefit of tracking metrics. In order to monitor your business health, is essential to understand what these metrics can tell you about your business. It's also imperative that you monitor how these metrics are performing on a regular basis so that you can make better decisions and plan progressive value for the future. Okay? Now, a few of the benefits of tracking your metrics include improve your current performance. Okay? Improve your current performance. Very, very important. Improve your current performance. Now, this is key. This is key, right? The next one is improve future performance. When you know what you're currently doing now and you work on it and you improve on it, now it helps you to improve on the future. Okay? It helps you to improve on the future. Now, catching things before they become a problem. Catching things before you already know an issue and you begin to work on it. Okay, now that is a way to get on. Getting real feedback related to your goals and milestones, especially from your current and future customers. Okay, especially from your current and future customers. Okay, now the next is making decisions with more confidence. Making decisions with more confidence. Okay, so this are a few here to talk about. For those business owners who don't keep an eye on the numbers, the statistics are not pretty. According to SBA, 28% of businesses fail due to problems with the financial structure of their company, including keeping poor accounting records. If you don't keep these records or have a system in place that allows you to monitor them, you could run into problems. And I pray you don't do that. Okay? Measure and optimize. That is one good thing again. Measure and optimize. That is key. Measure to know where you are and then optimize to improve on the next phase. Okay? Building a SaaS company is an iterative process. What does that mean? What does that mean? You cannot stay in one place. Your business cannot stay in one place. As you say, your business cannot remain the same for a very, very long time. You need to constantly monitor how users perceive your product, look for opportunities for growth, and tweak your business to get the best results. Okay? Integrate with the most popular analytic tools such as Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and much more that will help you to see the reality of how your business is going. Okay? Then, if you stay in one place, sooner or later, your product will be overtaken. Of course, there are quite a number of competitors out there. Your business will be overtaken by competition. Just look at what is happening now with the implementation of AI technology in various SaaS products. Most business leaders see how a big evolution of artificial technology can be and are looking for ways to incorporate AI features into their product. And as you progress in this, you understand what I'm talking about. Now, things to avoid while starting a SaaS company. Things to avoid while starting a SaaS company. Like any business, there are some things to avoid while starting a SaaS company. Okay, these things may have a negative impact on your business and make it more challenging to succeed. Some of them include the following. Don't try to solve every problem. No. Don't try to solve every problem. Okay? Now, when starting a SaaS company, it's essential to focus on solving a specific problem. Solving too many issues can make your software too complex and challenging. It can also make more difficult to market and sell your solution. In general, it's easier to solve a single problem very well than it is to solve multiple features. Focus on solving one specific problem, especially when starting a SaaS company. Okay, focus on solving one specific problem. When that problem meets the needs of everyone, especially those that have signed up, you can now begin to add more features one after the other. As the new features enhance the existing features, then you can add to the order. Do not immediately launch out into solving all problems. No. You confuse yourself, you confuse your business, you confuse the focus of the business, and your customers may find it difficult to understand where you are going to. But when they know your niche, your singularly focused niche, and they enjoy it, then the business can thrive. Okay? So don't try to solve every problem. No, that wouldn't be the best. Now, the next is don't build a solution that nobody wants. I wouldn't spend so much time on this. Don't build a solution that nobody wants. Take your time, do your research. Don't just jump out there because you like it. It's not about you. It's about the public. It's about the people. It's about your customers. So that is where the MVP comes in, your research comes in, all right? And if you have competitors out there, that also tells you that that business is important, but now you have to find out what is not obtainable in the services currently offered by your competitors, okay? So the next one we'll go is don't skimp on marketing, which means don't economize resources on marketing. Don't economize resources on marketing. Ensure that you spend resources on marketing. Okay, ensure that you spend resources on making sure that people are subscribing into your business. That will help you to scale up. Okay, people, as you market your product, you'll see that customers are buying in. So it's important you don't just save money, reduce. As I wrote there, so when starting a SaaS company, some SaaS startups founders make the mistake of skimping on marketing. Marketing is important for us, for any business, but it's especially important for SaaS businesses. This is because SaaS companies must constantly acquire new customers in order to stay relevant and grow. If you don't have strategy marketing, if you don't have a strong marketing strategy, it will be challenging to reach new customers and grow your business. Make sure to invest. Make sure to invest in marketing from the start of your business and continuously invest in marketing. You cannot stay without it. No, it's quite important, and encouraging you keep up with it. Okay, so that is key. Now the next is, don't forget about customer support. Now many companies do this. They forget about customer support, which is not good. You just need to invest on your customers. You just need to invest on your customers. They are key to your business growth, and you need them to enhance more on your business. So do not skip it. I will not say much on this. Okay. Now, the next is, don't forget about cash flow. What is coming in and what is going out. Don't forget about cash flow. If you have a partner whose area is not on the technical, maybe on the financials, and maybe because of the technical job, you so engrossed with the work, then let your partner who is into the finance handle that, but do not forget about cash flow. What is coming in and what is going out? What is being spent? How many customers, how many subscribers have you got into your net? How much it has come in? Now you need to spend time on that. Finally, I said there, another mistake that too many SaaS startups make is forgetting about cash flow. This is a mistake because SaaS businesses typically have a subscription-based pricing model, which means they need to continually bring in revenue to cover their cost. You are spending money daily on the platform that your business is being hosted, your software is being hosted. You need revenue to pay for it. This can be challenging, especially in the early stages when expenses are high and payments are low. Payment low in the area of your revenue coming in from your customers. It's essential to focus on solving specific problems, keeping your solution simple, and creating a solid sale and marketing strategy. It's also necessary to carefully provide a good customer support and manage your cash flow. Your cash flow is important. Okay, conduct proper market analysis. You can read up this more, and because I'm going to keep the presentation down, so you can see more of that. Now, give attention to market changes. The AI has come in to do a number of things in the technological world. In fact, in the trend of life in general. So keep attention to changes, market changes. So at seeing change, your solution will also change. The SaaS world is incredibly dynamic and unpredictable, with competitors emerging and technologies evolving frequently. In addition, regulatories and policies change, as well as emerging technologies trend, can severely impact your market position. Okay, so it's important you give attention to market change, and as things change, you also change along. Okay, so let's move forward to what I talk about: how to get ideas for your SaaS business. How to get ideas for your SaaS business. Now, identifying a problem that softwares can solve is the best way to generate ideas for your SaaS business. Okay, what business can softwares provide? You know, this is what we're talking about now. To begin, consider the issues that you, your co-founder, or other entrepreneurs have encountered in your industry. Okay, now after identifying a problem, you can brainstorm potential solutions that will be delivered as a solution, as a software approach. You've identified this problem. The next is to brainstorm on how software can solve this problem. What are the different approaches software can solve this problem? Okay. Now, looking at existing solutions in your industry and identifying areas that could be improved is another way to generate ideas. That is, you have seen if the solution or the type of solution you want to develop has already been deployed out there. You now look deep. What features do they not have in theirs? So that could only give you an edge. So when you are developing yours, you focus on that edge. You focus on that area, okay? And that be your focus. And then you can now start adding the others later as you progress, okay? I said this could be this include developing a new feature or redesigning an existing one to make it more user-friendly and efficient, okay? Once you have identified an opportunity, you can investigate whether there is market for this solution and whether there are any existing competitors again in that very area, okay? In that very area. After you have generated some ideas, you must validate them by speaking with potential customers. Validation is very key. It's very key because that way you know whether your business is will sell or not. Okay. If you don't validate, it is you and you alone, and maybe you and your co-founder alone, or you and your team alone. This will assist you determine whether there is a genuine need for your proposed solution and whether people are willing to pay for it. Okay. Now, market research, surveys, and interviews with people in your target market can help you validate your ideas. But none of this can be compared to developing what I've already mentioned before, or two things I mentioned before, which include MVP and what do I call that one now? A better version. After you've developed an MVP, you come up with your beta version or even an alpha before the beta, and then you have something that people can play around with. Okay. Now, the next thing, which some of us who are not technical here could be asking is, can I really start a SaaS since I'm not a technical person? I'm more into financing. I'm more into other kind of services that are not software oriented. Can I get into SaaS? Now, I talked about this earlier, that even if you're not into SaaS, into software development, you can still venture into SaaS. There are other ways. You might not even need to write code. With the way technology has gone now, or if you have the resources to invest in platforms that will help you develop solutions, then you're good to go. Right? You're good to go. There are platforms that that can help you start up, develop solutions that you don't even need to write code on. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about some of them in this section. I'm going to talk about section. Now, starting a SaaS company can be daunting, can be a daunting task, but can you really pull it off if you lack technical expertise? If you lack technical expertise, well, that depends on how tech savvy you are. If you have trouble setting up simple Excel spreadsheet or LinkedIn profile, starting up your own SaaS company may not be for you. Okay, may not be for you. If you know your way around social media marketing and and um, what do you call it? Social media marketing, then you can try to pursue your own SaaS vision with the help of a few digital tools. Let's take a quick look at most popular and proven strategies for starting a SaaS company technical without technical expertise. Okay, many have done it, and you too can do it. That's what I believe. If others can do it, you too can do it. It's only a matter of differentiation. Okay, you might not really deploy the same business they've deployed, but having your own niche will give you an edge over what they've done. Okay. Now you can deploy you can use what we call no code or low code platforms. Okay. Are you getting me now? You can use the one they called no code or low code platforms. Okay. Are you getting me now? So we're getting somewhere. Okay. So if there is a no code platform, it means there's a headway for me. I don't really need to code before I start my business. I don't really need to code, but I can use a platform that already that can enable me do this. Low code and no code platforms are the answer to one of the biggest problems in the modern SaaS market: high barriers to entry and lengthy development processes. No-code tools have significantly lowered the barriers to entry in the SaaS market. These platforms provide entrepreneurs with the tools they need to build their simple, efficient SaaS product without writing a single line of code. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. You see that? You don't need to learn how to you don't need to be a power programmer before you can get into this business. If you have the resources to leverage on no code and low code platforms, then you're good to go. Okay, you're good to go. Now, local platforms, on the other hand, are designed to help users build applications using pre-built blocks and codes. Unlike no code, on no code, you don't even build at all. You don't even write a single line at all. You just leverage on the entire platform and build your solution. But on low code, if you're a technical, if you can program, then you write some, and then the system will do the rest for you. Okay, so that is the difference there. And one of the no code example of a no code is bubbles.io. An example of a low code is WeWeb. Okay, now about study them, review them, evaluate them before you venture into using them, so you don't make mistake of running into paying for systems that do not give you exactly what you want. Okay, it's important to evaluate them first before you start using. Very, very important. Okay, very, very important. Okay, so the next is hiring. If you don't want to go into either no code or low code, the next is hiring a technical CTO, Chief Technical Officer. Okay, so that is option 2. Now, why you may not need to have a technical expertise yourself, you will need to have a solid understanding of the technology and how it can be used to solve your target customers' problems. That's why some SaaS companies owners seek the help of technical CTOs in their organizations, right? So many technical startups, they don't even have the time or ability to venture into writing the code themselves. I mean, even using these other no-code platforms, right? So they prefer to hire technical people. Okay, they prefer to hire CTOs who will do the work for them. Okay, so this is an option to go into. So that's why I also there hiring a technical CTO, right? The third option there is outsourcing the software completely. You don't have the ability or time, or you're not even able to use the no code or low code, and you don't want to hire a technical officer. Then the third is outsource the project completely. But remember, there is a risk also. Even in the second, there's a risk, and this one, there's more risk in this one. A third or probably most convenient for non-technical business executives option is outsourcing the entire software development to an external custom software company. Okay. Now, a software company can provide you with a tailored approach with your product vision as a top priority. They will be responsible for choosing the right tools, tech stack, technologies for your project, and assigning the developers with the necessary knowledge and experience, basically eliminating the need for any technical expertise on the part of your business owners. You might assume that this solution will be the priciest one, but in reality, it is quite the opposite. Thanks to having dedicated teams of programmers and a hands-on approach, a software development company can start working on your idea almost immediately after agreeing on the project budget, without having to worry about lengthy recruitment process and team management. Now, before you venture into this, you can also do your financial analysis with respect to no code. If the cost of paying the company you outsource to, you have to pay them. And if they tell you 2 years, it's not certain that in 2 years your product will be ready. I'm a developer, I'm telling you, it's not certain, except it's a very they will deploy module by module, core, beginning from the core, but not as in the entire, right? But when you do your financial analysis, how much you will spend on the no code and how much you will spend on outsourcing. If outsourcing is cheaper, then you go that route. But also be sure to sign a non-disclosure agreement with them, right? And an SLA agreement with them as well, so that at the end of the whole thing, the source code, which is your patent, remains with you. You own the source code. You own it. You have to sign that with them. Then remember also, will they be there for future upgrades and updates and maintenance? So this is one thing you also have to consider. So that's why many people prefer to use the no platform, where it's always there for them, make changes as they want, and the rest. Okay. Now, key statistics of SaaS business in 2024 before you venture in. It's important you know this, okay? Key statistics. That is, what is the market, the state of the market, in 2024. As of 2024, the landscape of SaaS companies and their offerings continue to evolve. You see, it didn't say continue to die down. No, it's evolving, which means there is progress, there is hope. Growth of SaaS companies. Remember at the beginning, I gave a projection that was stated for 2027, that in 2027 it will get to 334, billion. Okay, so now the software as a service market has been experiencing robust growth. By 2024, nearly 99% of businesses are expected to use at least one SaaS software, demonstrating the pervasive influence of SaaS solutions in the corporate world. Okay, this growth is driven by the flexibility and scalability that SaaS companies offer, making their services attractive to a broad range of industries. Okay, now the second one there is, in recent years, software as a service has become a critical component in the business operations of both large and small companies. The average yearly churn rate is a rate at which customers cancel their subscription in your service. Now, the average yearly churn rate for SaaS companies falls within 5 to 7%, suggesting strong retention and satisfaction among their customer base. Okay. The next one there says, software as a service providers continue to innovate, particularly in integrating AI and machine learning technologies into their product. This has led to more sophisticated and efficient SaaS solutions, contributing to the overall growth and adoption of these services. Revenue and market trend, SaaS solutions has become the largest expenditure for business cloud services, including their significant role in the modern IT landscape. The SaaS market, valued at $186.6 billion in 2022, shows an annual growth rate of 18%, reflecting the sector's robust health and promising future. Now, the challenges for SaaS companies. Despite the growth SaaS companies face, challenges include security concerns. Though it is not mostly, it's not really a big issue, but we won't deny it. It's not there. It's there. So we're saying it so we know. With 42% of companies reporting difficulties in security and securing SaaS apps, providers are continually seeking ways to enhance the security of their solutions. Okay. Now,